Well, the intro is running, but it seems somebody has thrown down some biddies already. Fuzz, what's up, buddy? How are you, my friend? It's good to see you in here, especially. We've got about 35 seconds left. I appreciate those biddies, my friend. The biddies are always good. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That puts you at the top of the leaderboard, by the way. Very, very, very good. That's 3 berries, my friend. My goodness. Now, what has you feeling very, very, very good? But either way, it is great to hear that you're doing well. Lizzie gave you the deets already, I'm sure. I mean, careful, don't call her that. She does not like that. She just likes the Liz. Not the Lizzie, just the Liz. But she did kind of give me some details. She gave me a little bit. And I can say I'm definitely happy for you, my friend. That is something that you have deserved for quite some time. All right, I'm very happy that you're actually getting somewhere with it, so that's good. What is up, everybody? We are here for some naval freaking action today. All right, so it's great to be back to streaming. The whole working 1 to 11 has been fucking terrible. Hello, Liz. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome back in. You have there's a Fuzz with us as well. Oh, no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have naval action today. Naval action is... It's rather, it's pretty, you know what? Naval action is an in-depth title, okay? I'm going to point that out real quick. It is it's a title that is rather detailed, okay? There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of detail, all right? So there's a lot of things to worry about, especially with the new update that has happened. The wipe and everything, everything's fucking shifted. So now, not only do we have ammunition, but you also have gunpowder to have to worry about. So you need gunpowder as well as ammunition. You need a little bit of both, as well as your reps. So everything's changed, all right? So we've got quite a bit of work to do. We're in some rinky-dink little vessel here. We need to work our way back up to something bigger. Now, working our way back up is something, it's kind of, it's more for show, especially since we already have the rank of Capitan General. We are with Spain now because Spain has access and allows us to use our Prussian flags. So, obviously, I'm going with the lovely Spain because they got our Prussian flags that we like to fly. So we are going to be running some Prussian flags today, and as always when we run naval action. So naval action is going to be a Wednesday night ordeal, fellas. I hope you are excited for that. So right now what we have to do is we have to build up a funding to do what we're looking to do to get the things we need. So I do have a Cerberus already. A Cerberus is a 5th rate. It's not a great 5th rate. It's something to get us into a bigger boat. If we can get into a bigger boat, we can actually start doing shit. All right? The bigger vessels will allow us to go hunt bigger targets. They'll allow us to really have more crew to capture bigger ships. That's the thing we need to do. Loved the water opening, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you. That is one of my a couple of my intro stingers that I've got running. Very fitting. I do tend to use the water-based ones when I'm doing something naval-related. So, speaking of naval-related things, I know that my schedule is up in Discord. The schedule has been updated. We are running Mondays through Fridays, guys. You Prussians are so serious all the time. Come to Bavaria. We have Wurst und Brezel und Bier! Yeah! Oh, man, what the hell? Ich möchte... Oh, fuck, what's the fucking wording? Shit. Ich möchte gehen. I think that's... I think that's to go. I think, I was und Pretz. I don't think you know what that means. I think you want. I think it's you want. Ich möchte. I think Mushta, yeah, I think it's Mushta is like, or want. I think Mushta is want. Pretzel with cheese. Oh my god, the pretzels with cheese don't even get me started. Oh my god. This is why I can never be a skinny man. I tried to type wrong. It's okay. So, the thing about the naval thing I have to let you guys in on, okay? Let me know if the sounds are too loud in the game. Let me know if I got to turn those things down. I don't even think the game sound is making any noise, guys. So humor me. If it's not, if it's not, that would be interesting to know. So if it is, though, that would be great. I gotta know that it is. Anyway, so the thing about the naval stuff right now, I just found out War Thunder has been updated. That being said, it's not just an update, like a minor update. Apparently, the newest expansion has dropped. Or I wouldn't say expansion, but the newest update, the major update has dropped for War Thunder. We now have the bigger battleships. The nation's most famous battleships are now in War Thunder. And now I'm losing my mind because now I can get the Bismarck in War Thunder, which is going to make me so happy. I have been waiting so long for that. So the Iowa has been introduced, the Bismarck, the Richelieu, the Sovietsky Soyuz, the Iowa, I said Iowa. You have a couple of British ships, which I didn't really pay much attention to. Hate to break it to you. I gotta take another look at it. I'll take a look at the list later. The Yamato, the Gneisenau, and the Bismarck have all been added. Okay? So we've got some pretty serious firepower that we're going to be pushing our way to. The Scharnhorst has been in War Thunder for quite some time, as well as a couple of larger American battleships. I think the New Mexico is in it. If I remember correctly, I think the New Mexico is, but I'm not sure. I gotta really remember some of that. So, can you guys actually hear the game sounds? Because the audio setting I have here isn't making any noise. It's not showing me anything, and it looks like I am clamped in irons. Oh boy. So we need to fix that real quick. So this is a naval action. I do enjoy naval action, all right? There is no denying that I do enjoy it, but it is difficult, all right? It's pretty loud, but good level. So the game sounds are there, but they are loud, so you guys can hear them. Is that what I'm hearing correctly? All right, fantastic. What matters is that you guys can hear the game, so... And I kind of want it to be a little loud, because you got to hear the booming that these cannons have. Like, the cannon fire is impressive, all right? The cannon fire is definitely very impressive when it comes to this. So, we're in a rinky-dink little Lynx here. I think it's a basic Lynx. We don't like this ship, because the ship has practically no guns on it, okay? We've only got 4 guns. We don't have a lot of crew. We've only got 34 crew for this ship, so you really can't capture anything with it. And unfortunately, these guns don't hit very hard at all, which makes it very difficult to sink other ships with. So this is the kind of ship that really you kind of want to be running around trading with for the first bit. That's how they expect you to get your money. But I'm not someone who can sit here and trade. I do enough trading in EVE, guys. I don't need to be doing any more trading in something else, okay? But Naval Action is free to play. You can jump in anytime if you have PC. I will warn you, it is a rather steep learning curve. You do kind of need to... There really is no tutorial either, so that's why I'm planning to have a YouTube series of how to really start running Naval Action and getting into it. I know there's a game on Kickstarter that just got launched on Kickstarter recently called Ahoy, and I'm going to be backing that at my earliest convenience. I really am looking forward to that. Apparently that's going to be a Sea of Thieves style experience where you're multi-crew vessels, your multiplayer, you'll have more people on a ship to work it and actually go and sail and fight and do these things. I'm really anxious to see how that turns out. I'm very excited. But what have you guys been up to? How has your Wednesdays been? What have we been playing recently? If any of you guys have been playing some games out there. Fuzz, did I see you getting back into some World of Warships, or are you actually done with that, my friend? You know, Fuzz, you should try War Thunder. You should definitely try War Thunder. I think you'd have a good amount of fun with us in War Thunder, especially with the boats. The aiming system is a little tricky, but once you get it, you can be highly effective. The naval combat in the naval battles in War Thunder, I actually do make a lot of my money on. That's where I do make the most money. I don't get me wrong, I love my tank battles, I love my air battles, but the real money makers for me, the money making battles, are the naval fights, 100%. I've actually I've gotten some people to get real pissed at me because apparently I'm decent at it. So I'll happily take that. So we're chewing this guy down. So if you look in the upper right hand corner, you can see the enemy ship, their stats. All right. So you see these bars here. Now you've got your top bar. That is your left side of the vessel. You can see the shape of the vessel. All right. So you can kind of gauge the siding. So those sidebars, so your left and your right, you'll see the L and the R up there. Those are your planking. So that's your starting armor, okay? That's your basic level armor, okay? Now the other bars to the sides, on the rear and the front of the ship there, those are your bow and stern planking. So those are a little bit harder to hit depending where you are aiming and how you are positioned. Those are for raking. So we do like to rake when we're in a smaller vessel fighting a larger one. The raking is really what happens and what really makes it a balanced fight. But once you get those chewed out, you've got that middle one. That one right in the middle of everything. That is your structure. That is the hull. That is what we want to bring down all the way. That is what you get a sunk ship with. All right, you can see their guns. You can also see their sail health. You can see how many crew members they have. So you've got grape shot that you can have, which you do need to buy separate ammunition now. If you want to have certain shot, you will have to buy different ammunition. So if I want to be slinging chain at somebody, I'm going to have to buy chain shot specifically. If I want to sling grape shot at somebody, I'm going to have to buy grape shot exclusively. Can I buy the regular? You have to buy the regular round. You can't be fighting other ships without regular round shot. You're not going to do any damage to them without any round. But at the same time, we also need gunpowder. If we don't have any gunpowder, we don't have any shot. So you also do need gunpowder in your hold. It is the level of detail they've brought into this with these updates it's impressive. I mean, I think they did used to have the game this way. They used to have it where it was, you had ammunition that was limited. You had gunpowder stores. So I think they need to reduce the ratio of gunpowder to shot that you're using depending on the gun. I've been seeing that's an issue right now with a lot of the people who are playing this right now. A lot of the population is not very happy with the ratio. But you know what? It's right now I'm in a small vessel. It really doesn't hurt me all that much. Granted, I've got only a couple hundred shots left because of how much gunpowder I have left. Now, I had 1,000 gunpowder in my hold, all right? To give you an idea, I had 700 cannonballs in my hold. That's round shot. So tell me why, at 1,000 units of gunpowder and 700 rounds of round shot, how is it still only 100 and something shots left? That's the ratio I'm talking about. So maybe it does affect me in a pretty bad way here. Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does. So that's the other thing is you can't do this quickly. This is not a game where you can do something for a half an hour and then call it a day. A half an hour is roughly one fight. We've already been in this fight for about 15 minutes. Maybe 10. I don't know. It's an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half of a battle time. So we've been in this fight for about 10 minutes so far. I'm not the best at this. Admittedly, I am not the greatest when it comes to combat. But you know what? We work with what I've got. Like, look at that swell there. That swell is going to fuck up my aim. And so is the heel there. Dang it. That's the one thing about fighting these light ship fights. It's definitely tricky with the waves and how low the ships lie in the water. The Niagara is notorious for that. The Niagara's got such a low hull line. It's insane. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Well, look at how small these boats are. Look at how low the deck sits anyway. These ships are very small. They're very light. The swell of the water I do have to contend with the angle to fire. There we go. There's a couple of good shots there. We're chewing away right now. We are chewing away. Got a supper date tomorrow. Hey, my man. See, I want to know how it goes, Mr. Fuzz. I definitely want to know how it goes. And since I did get the new job and I do have weekends to myself again, we may have to plan a trip up to see you, my friend. We may have to flip the tables around. You've been coming here quite a bit. I think we need to go up there for a weekend. How would you feel about that, sir? I'm sure you would enjoy that. Maybe I can figure out a way to bring you some of my famous dry rubs and my sauce. It's prepared. I think there's a way to go about that. But yeah, we'll obviously keep in touch and figure that out. Like, there's no doubt about that. I mean, either way, I gotta finish paying off these cruises. That is the priority right now. So we'll have to figure that out. I'm going for my real estate license too, so I'm pretty excited about that. Which reminds me, I do have to sit down this weekend and actually do some of that. Got to open up the Huda. I better get it in shape. I mean, I got to get me in shape. See, like, I'm starting, the diet's working really well. The meal prepping is working really, really well. The fact that I'm decreasing the amount of carbs I'm eating is really helping, all right? The fact that I'm going really high protein, low carb, low calorie, it is working. I feel a whole lot better. I have a whole lot more energy. It's the carbs that have been the problem for me recently. It's a lot of the carbs is really just not great. That's why I felt so bloated so much every time I eat something. So I've not felt so bloated anymore, which is nice, but it's getting there slowly but surely. But now it's just a fact of I need to get to the gym every morning, and that's the hard part. You guys should all know me by now. I'm not a morning person at all, in the slightest. I do not do mornings very well. And the new job, I have to be out in Bethpage at 10 a.m., which actually is not bad. That means I can leave my house at 9:15 and get there on time. All right, with just a hint of traffic and not much. Getting home, it's also stupid easy. It's a half an hour drive now instead of an hour. So I've cut an hour out of my day's commute, which is nice. But it's a little bit more money, which is also nice. So the fact is, I can go to the gym and go through my whole regimen every day and not have my job affect me, okay? So I really need to get on it. I've been having trouble waking up early enough to do so. I really just gotta... One of these mornings, I just have to be like, I have to get the fuck up. I need to go to the gym and just get up and do it. And once I do that, I think that's the hurdle I need to get over. Once I do it, it's going to be a, oh, this feels great. I got to do this. I got to stick with it. And I have to absolutely stick with it. Because if I don't stick with it, I'm going to fuck it up. It's one of those things where if you have the momentum to do it, you'll keep going. And then you take one day off and it throws the whole momentum out the window and you have to completely restart. So that is what I'm going to look to try to do. Hopefully tomorrow I can do that. So it's been good. My goal is to be about 100 pounds lighter by the time we go on this cruise in November, which I'm super fucking stoked about, by the way. I'm so excited to go on this thing. It's been a long time coming. I've never been on one. She's never been on one. So we are going on these cruises. It is happening. We've got 2 planned. I know, isn't that exciting? We have 2 planned. This the first one's with the Royal Caribbean going to the Bahamas. It's a week long out of New York City. So we don't have to go that far to get on the cruise either. So I'm planning to drive in. So that's great. We've got that. And then we're going to Bermuda in March of next year with Norwegian on Norwegian Breakaway for a week as well. And we'll be doing that also out of New York City, so won't have to go very far. The good news is I'll have sets of luggage from the Royal Caribbean trip that I'm going to have on me, so that's going to help out with that. I do have to get a really nice luggage set. I've been looking at a couple of luggage sets that I've been trying to do something with or pick up, and it's been a bit of a struggle to do that since, you know, money and everything. But it's okay. I'll eventually get there. Oh my god, still need luggage. Yes, I do still need luggage. I do still need that. I know. Yeah, you need more than just the one that you have. That's the thing. Bermuda is so beautiful. I've walked the abandoned railroad the length of the island. It's incredible. I'm really looking forward to going. I mean, I know you have a lot of tips and tricks for that place since you've been there, and I'm going to hit you up again when we're closer to that point so I can really get a good idea for some of these. And the other piece of the information I'm going to probably bug you about, actually, is, well... my stepsister lives there. You have a stepsister that lives there? Seriously? All right. Well, I guess we can stop by and say hello if you're up for it. We'll have to see if you are or not. Oh, you know, I've been thinking. I'm always infatuated with this whole era. I've been thinking about this today. All right. Been thinking about this. So I really like this era. Okay, I really like the colonial era. It's a year. I mean, it's a little less now. It's March of next year. So I've got what, 9 months? 9 months to go. So I'm fucking excited. All right. The closer one is Royal. Yeah, Royal is in November. We've got what, 4 months left? 5 months almost. Clock's ticking, my man. Clock is ticking on that. So I'm super excited. But the whole thing, I love the Age of Sail era. I love the colonial era. So anything like between the years of like 1400 and 1900, anything before there, I absolutely love that era of history. And don't get me wrong, I love my World War II. I will always love my World War II history. But when it comes to like this stuff, I've really been having the mind. Like, okay, when I looked at the Kickstarter for Ahoy. All right, apparently one of the tiers they were offering, or even not just that tier, it was automatically applied to that tier, but you could add it as an optional reward. Real, authentic cocked hats. And I'm sitting there looking at these things. I really fucking want one of those. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm thinking to myself today, how the fuck have I not decided to do any kind of costume stuff along that era and that line of things? How have I not considered doing that? So now I'm kind of looking into trying to do like a Prussian officer's uniform or something to run with, just for like Ren fairs or some shit. Like get the powdered wig, do the whole 9. Just do the whole fucking 9. The cutlass, and I got to do something for a pirate. I got to do something that looks like a pirate. So I'll do that too. Give me the details on the Caribbean cruise in the DM. I shall, my friend. I shall send it to you via the Instagrammy. I shall happily send it to you in the Instagrammy. So remember how I said this is not a slow title, this is not a slow game, or this is not a quick fight? These fights are not quick. We are 20 minutes almost into this fight, and they are still hanging tough. Okay? This is just one of those games where you cannot hop on for a half an hour. Sea of Thieves is the same kind of way. I mean, we ran Dead by Daylight last night. Dead by Daylight is one of those where you really could rock it for maybe like a half an hour session and do a little bit and be okay. So, if anything, you might have a match last 20, 25 minutes, depending. Like, we had that killer match last night. Lasted a fuck ton of time, so that was just... I think that was kind of a bonus, but that's beside the point. So, I'm surprised I didn't get more blood points out of that one. That one I should have gotten a lot more, but that whole group I was against, that was definitely a party. That was a party I was against, 100%. Yeah, if you look at how the people were playing, that was 100% a party. And yes, all the adventures, Liz. We're going to be on all of the adventures. I'm so fucking psyched. And I know you're excited too, so that is what matters to me, is that you are also just as excited as I am, if not more. So, that is the way to look at it. Those were some serious hits. I'm working on the new lady to do a week in Mexico this winter. Ooh, week in Mexico. Where are you thinking of going if you're going to do that? Like, what are you looking to exactly do? Oh, Tulum. Oh, okay. All right, all right. I'm sure that could be an interesting time away. That would be fun. I've thought about looking into a trip to Hawaii because I'm an idiot. All-inclusive, no kids resort. Didn't you go to Hawaii recently? What did you think of it? What did you think of Hawaii, legitimately? Because I've been thinking about it myself. Oh my God, he's almost there. We're just about there on this guy. We're just about there. You see how much to go? There's really not much left here to deal with on this guy. There's not much left. We're going to depower the stay sails. We are going... Oh, we don't even have to depower the stay sails. We are actually... Somehow we are still moving, despite the wind being directly at us. That is something else. See, I like the idea of a no-kid resort when you don't have kids.
I like big guns, and I cannot lie.
Big Island was amazing. 10 out of 10 would go again. Honolulu Pearl Harbor? Meh. That's fair. All right. I mean, obviously, I'm going to want to see the Arizona. I'm going to want to see Mighty Mo. We're going to have to do those. Because I just have to. That bit gets me every time. Oh, yeah. Listen, I've easily got about 60 or 70 different pop culture referenced sound effects here, okay? And they are activated by keywords, not by actual commands. So, Liz, I know you're not really too fond of Twitch and how it works. So, commands in chat are usually done with an exclamation point preceding the text. All right? So, for instance, if someone were to type in exclamation point Jaboosh Nation, for example. If you type in exclamation point Jaboosh Nation, one word, that would come up with my Discord link. It would actually react to something. Yep, just like that. You'll see my Discord pop up there, so you can get into my Discord. Now, the whole reason that little message she sent there activated a soundbite is because my sound effects are set up to activate on a simple keyword, and that is if the keyword starts the sentence. So therefore, that was a way to start the sentence. He typed big. Big was the keyword. So if you guys type ass in chat, that will actually activate another one. Cool is another one as well. I think fire is another one. Is fire one of them? I don't know if fire is one of them. I know that equal is one of them. I think equal is one of them as well. I've got all kinds of things. Yeah, fire isn't one of them. That confirms that. Fire isn't one of them. I know groovy is one, I think. Yeah, I think groovy is one of them. There's quite a few. I've lost track of just how many I have. I mean, you could just start spouting random pop culture reference words that might trigger something with a pop culture reference. That's the way you got to think about it. All right. We have sank the enemy vessel. Now we're getting ourselves stopped so we can get to the loot from said vessel. There we go. We're slow enough that we can do it now. Gonna take a look. Ooh, we got some dubs. Ooh, they had some grape shot on them. How nice. Why can't I grab... Bro, are you not going to let me grab the dubs? Why are you not going to let me grab the dubs? There we go. That's better, letting me grab the dubs. Let's see what it was. It was a teak fur. That wasn't a very good one, it looks like. That was a pretty crappy one. So the one thing, unfortunately, about killing ships right now, it does not get me any monetary value. It gets me nothing. Those doubloons, those are a currency. All right, they are in fact a currency, but that's a currency that's it really doesn't do me much good right now. So what we're gonna have to do to really get money in the bank here, get money in the bank here, is gonna have to be trading. We're gonna have to run around port to port, and that's just how it's gonna have to be to start here. Unfortunately, it's sad then I'm going to have to run this. But, you know, we can just have a chilling, chatting, sailing stream right now. That's what we can do. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So we have a couple different things here, but we aren't going to need these since we're not going to be conducting any combat on this vessel. Instead, we're going to be doing some trade shit, which means we're going to be rocking around. Let's see what we've got. We've got some cargo delivery that's light cargo, medium cargo, and heavy. So we can't do heavy, but we can do lights. The lights are 200. I mean, this is a medium, but it's going to Turtle K. It's worth 5,400. Now, Turtle K should be still in the Bahamas. Yeah, it's way the fuck up here. So we're going to have to go way the fuck up there to drop that sucker off. I mean, do we really want to go that far? Where's Crown Haven? It's just as far. It's a little bit closer. It's on this side of that island, though. So we're going to take that one. I guess there's no more delivery of people. So that means we're just going to have to rock this one and call it a day. We can only do one at a time. Oh, my God. Why? Man, I don't really want to do any trading, but we're going to have to. Because I need the money, and I got to do it without risking my shit. So that is what we're going to do. So, unfortunately, we are too heavy, which means if I add anything else to this, we're going to end up... Yeah, we're going to end up getting slower. No ammo. I am aware there's no ammo. I'm not going to be fighting shit. I just have to sail places and get stuff places and move it. That's it. So I know you guys are used to seeing a light behind me in the corner. My lamp died. Not the light itself. Let me make that clear. Not the light itself, but rather rather the actual fixture. So the actual fixture has is zonked out. And the reason being I plugged a steamer into it to use to clean the room with, and apparently that was too much for the light fixture to handle. So, needless to say, it did not go well. But that's okay. Let's see. All right, we're not going to have a straight shot, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not going to have a straight shot. We're going to have to do this a little bit differently. So I'm going to try to do this. We're going to set ourselves up on a course going directly north of where I am facing. Now, the wind will shift, and we'll be able to get more speed out of it. But, guys, we're going to set ourselves up to run. I will be right back. I need to use the restroom, and we will continue our little conversations.
Follow me. What do you have on you? Do you have a crucifix?
Oh.
Because let's face it, I need to, like, be able to understand or be cool. I have to be. Charisma, good to see that you are well, man. Usual question of the day. What have you guys had to eat today? It's very important. It's a very important question. Especially since the Boosh is barbecuing tomorrow. I've got a massive amount. Congratulations. How much damage have I had? Alright.
Again.
Listen, if you guys aren't clipping this shit, you're doing it wrong. Listen, this has only been hit once. Major Noodles, did you donate 52?
Oh, dear God, it's that clip. Oh, dear God, it's that clip. Oh, man. The Orioles are going to be the bane of my existence. Second time in a week, we've been one hit. What's up, West? My condolences, my friend. The Orioles are just having a bad time, man. That's the bottom line, my dude. They are just having a rough time. Having a rough go of things. Guys, since we're just sailing around, we are going to activate the ad break a little bit early. So we will be... I probably should have activated that when I went on my bathroom break. Now that I think about it, probably should have done it then. So we are going to activate a quick one since it is begging me to do that right now. So we're a minute and a half ad. We're going to set that guy up right now since, well, let's face it, we're going to get hit with one in the next couple of minutes anyway. So I'll just activate it a little earlier and we'll run from there. But be a sub so you don't get ads. Look at West being my little salesman out there. I appreciate you. Oh, West, you are a good friend. You are a good friendo. Definitely a good friendo. So we are just sailing. Guys, there's really no action happening. There is no action right now. It is just sailing right now because that is kind of all we can do to make the money we need to make. All right? It is unfortunate, but this is the nature of what naval action has become when it comes to the economy early game. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. So I'm really just, you know what? They never should have removed the ability to get reals from sinking ships. They removed that a few years ago, and that still irks me that they did it. So it makes for earning reals, it becomes a bit, it's tedious. It's unnecessarily tedious. It's really just not something I'm too thrilled with. Why do I feel like this is just rotating through the queue that I made? I have a feeling that my music right now is just rotating through the queue that I set up to start with. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to stop doing that. So we're going to have to stop doing that. Because I only said a couple Spotify's been broken recently. I mean, I don't know if it's Spotify being broken. I think it's just a case of it decided to not want to shuffle back into my playlist that I'm running. So that's a little unfortunate, but I'll deal with it. We'll survive, I guess you could say. So we are, as I said, guys, I know I just had the ad break. Let me recap a little bit of what I was talking about while the ad break was on. There is no action going on right now because we are just sailing. That's kind of it. That's all we can really do right now to earn the money we're trying to earn. It's just a fact of sailing from place to place right now, dropping things off, and then getting paid for it. That's kind of all we can do right now early on. So I changed a song to a certain song, and it plays the same order of songs after that one that it had already played on shuffle. Yeah, that is. I've noticed that happens a bit too. I have noticed that. So you aren't the only one who notices that, my friend. How are you guys all doing, though? I really hope you guys enjoy the stream tonight. It's nice to know it's my third day back. Euro Truck Sim, but on water. I mean, you could really look at it that way right now. Yeah, 100%. At least early game, all right? I want to make that very clear. At least early game, this is what happens. This is what it is. Because if you look at our ship, it has fucking nothing. So this is kind of just... But Autobahn, I mean, I do like me the Autobahn. Sir, this is a Wendy's. You know, I feel like it would be that one, the Wasserbahn. Now, there we go. That's more like it. The Wasserbahn. The Wasserbahn, yes. I think that's much better, I think. Ramulak, how are you this evening? What is up with you? What has you tuning into our Naval Action Wednesdays? I got to update the timer, not the timer, but the schedule thingy, the countdown on my channel, now that I've got the new schedule activated. Yeah, I definitely got to do that. That's something I got to do tonight before I actually go to the lady's house. we're definitely going to be doing that. Got to update that. So, needless to say, we have made pretty decent progress in the time that it's been. So, that's okay. That's also because the wind is now shifting. We are actually getting some pace from it, which is very, very nice. So, I know that my schedule is posted in my Discord. I do have to shift it. I think I did start to throw the ideas for shifting it, so I know that the dates and times are not going to change, guys. Days and times will not change. Gonna go ahead and deliver any corp jobs in need for us. I appreciate you, Wes. Thank you. That's why there's no action going on. Boosh isn't enlisted yet. Ooh, boy. Man, if she's still here, she's probably like ready to... She's about to rip you apart. Or rip me apart for that one, for that matter. Shit. Jesus, throw me under the bus, why don't you? Goddamn. There is, guys, there is no holds barred in here. I mean, obviously there are some holds barred, but you're going to have to... Most of it's kind of free game, guys. Free reign here. Our sense of humor is fucked up and twisted, and we are for all kinds of humor. But obviously, let's keep it from getting me banned. Okay, I don't want to get banned anytime soon. That would break Twitch TOS, though. Yes, it would. That's why I'm saying we are pretty lenient in here, but there's a couple of places where we really can't go. So, yeah, that's definitely how it's gonna go. So right now. I've been hacking up a lung recently. Guys, how has the heat been by where you guys are? Have you guys been getting hit with a heat wave like we have? Like, holy shit, the heat wave today and the past couple of days has been absolutely off the charts. Like, the heat wave we just got hit with was fucking nuts. It was 104 degrees here yesterday, and also like it had like 75% humidity. It was fucking ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad that I work in air conditioning, but fuck. that was something else. Guys, we are changing the playlist because apparently it's deciding to just play the same old music over and over again right now, and I don't know why. So I'm going to go find my sea shanty playlist. I should have it somewhere here. There's my sea shanty playlist. We're going to play my sea shanty playlist. Because why not? I don't know if I want to start with that one. I kind of want to start with a different one. Hold on. I mean, don't get me wrong. You always love the 104 degrees Celsius. Okay. That's definitely going to be Fahrenheit, my friend. Unfortunately, where I'm from, we use freedom units and not what everybody else uses. So that's the downside there. I think we're just gonna leave it the way it is here. Yeah, we're just gonna shuffle this through and repeat and run it along. Yeah, I think the sea shanties are much better suited for what's going on right now. But how are you doing? What has you in here with our naval action today? What brings you in? Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in to say hello. But yeah, it's 104 with 75% humidity yesterday. It was fucking ridiculous. It was really bad. 110 degree heat indexes the last 3 days. Well, down where you were, yeah, record hot for the date up here. It was, I believe it was breaking records here as well the last couple of days. I think they're calling it like a heat dome or something. But it was bad. Like, it was brutal, all right? Everybody in the office was complaining as soon as they had to go outside. It's like, do I really have to go outside? Really? Can we not, please? I mean, I don't have to. I never had to go outside until I had to leave. So I was there before the heat hit, and I left around the time that the heat started to it was still there, but coming down. But it was still fucking warm. But no, it is ridiculous, the level of heat that's been getting pumped out. So unfortunately, it's just goddamn. I mean, I'm all for a number of things, but I'm really not for the heat. The heat and I do not get along. All right, so Little Harbor and Morgan's Bluff. Let's see where Little Harbor is compared to where we are. Well, Mangrove Cay is right there. That one's not far. Oh, it's on the other side of the fucking... God damn it. That one's on the other side. Morgan's down back where we came from, so we could probably go down there and call that a day. I think we're going to go that route. We're going to go Morgan's Bluff. Screw it. I mean, you got Mangrove Cay, which is right over here. But I really don't feel like doing that for just 1,600. Like, get out of here with that shit. We're just going to take the bigger one for 46. Call it there. There we go. Yeah, we're not going to hire more crew right now. It's not happening. That's expensive. I know there's no ammo on here. Unfortunately, have to do what we have to do to earn the money to get there. This is how it is now, unfortunately. It is definitely an interesting early on type of thing. Couldn't walk the dog between 8 a.m. 8 p.m. yesterday. Yeah, that's too hot. When you can't do that, that is a little too warm. My country, 110 degrees, normal during summer season. Where are you from, my friend? And is that 110 Fahrenheit or Celsius? I'm pretty sure that's Fahrenheit. Unless if you obviously run the metric system, you probably just converted it to Fahrenheit there. So what are you rocking, like 40 C, 42 C, 42 Celsius? Is that what that is? I really got to start figuring out the conversion. I really got to start getting on that. Because I know I do get a lot of people in my streams that are not from the States. So that doesn't exactly help them much when I'm spouting in obviously, it's Fahrenheit. Well, duh. 100 Celsius, I think you guys would be dead. Burnt crispy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I run Celsius for temperatures for my PC. My CPU and GPU are always in Celsius. Every time. I will always read them in centigrade. But it's just, oh, Jesus Christ. Did not want to stop it. Get those sales back down, motherfucker. It's around 45. All right, so I was close. 42, I was pretty close. I'll give myself a little bit of a pat on the back for that one. But, yeah, so 45 Celsius. So what are you, Australia? So it's like that in summer, so I'm going to assume Australia. Oh, God. Oh, man, I didn't do that when Fuzz did it. Shit. I'll do the one for you. I'll retrograde it. That'll probably make him never want to drop bits again. Guys, he dropped those 100 bits before I even got the intro screen finished. So, it's just great. I mean, you know what? It adds for a little bit of fun. Most people don't see it coming. Especially with Boosh and Address. They also don't see that one coming. Yeah, that one's a fun one. But that one's for actual donations. That's not for biddies, guys. You guys got to give Boosh $100 if you want him to do that. Get an address and a wig. I do still have it. I have all of it. I still fit in it, I think. Listen, I'm on a weight loss journey. If you want to follow that weight loss journey, go check my TikTok out. I'm going to be starting that shit up and whenever I decide to start going to the gym. I've got the... Nope. I told you. Are any of the nations underrepresented by players? Yes. So this one, you got the French here. That one's just an AI. You got a pirate brig over there. We got a British Lynx there. So there are situations where you are going to run into players. Right now I'm in a safe zone because I'm still at the early portions of this. But you got the Lorena May is British. You got the Cutter is British. So right now, Ramaluk, this is a free-to-play title, actually. Naval Action is free-to-play on PC. It is not for any other system. It is just PC. It's on Steam. Excuse me, guys. So there are 4 nations you can sail for. The British, the French, the Dutch, and the Spanish. Have to remember that a third of the world was British at that time. It was. This takes place around the early 1800s. So you will also have flags for Russia. You'll have flags for Denmark. You'll have flags for China. You'll have flags for the United States, Prussia, Poland. You'll have quite a few. What they recently did was they merged the war server. No Portugal, actually. What they will have, they'll have the Swedish flag. You know what? They didn't have Portugal, which is surprising. They've got all these other ones, but no Portugal. Yeah, none of the Portuguese flags. So, depending on what flag you want to run, though, will kind of dictate which nation you will run as the main. So, the 4 main nations that are playable right now are, in essence, Spanish, British, French, and the Dutch. I think the Dutch? Is it Dutch? I think it's Dutch. No, it's not Dutch. What? They still owned Brazil and Goa back then. Yeah, they did. You're right. I'm not denying that. I am definitely not denying the fact that Portugal should have been in. I'm still surprised that it wasn't. The Pirates, that's the other one. There is no Dutch. There is no Pirates, no Dutch. There is Pirates. The Pirates are in. Pirates are here. It's Pirates, British, Spanish, and French. Those are the main 4. And recently they implemented this coalition thing to bring the other nations' flags from the war server over to the Caribbean, which is what we're playing on now. So that's why I went Spanish, because I wanted access to my Prussian flags again. I was a Prussian on the war server all those years, so that's kind of... there's an enemy player right there. Got a British player right over here. But because we're in a safe zone, can't do anything with him, and I can't do anything against him either anyway because I'm still in the basic ship, so can't do shit. Is the map only the Korean? If so, the Dutch should be there. Well, they were in the war server. You guys got to remember, this has gone through a number of changes. So now it's just the Pirates, British, Spanish, and French that are capping ports. But you do have access to other flags depending on the nation you're with. It used to be a case where all the nations had their own sets, so they could capture their own ports. But now it's not a case. They've consolidated a lot of it and turned it into, well, what they've got going on now. Which, I mean, I'm kind of okay with, but kind of not. I much would rather like to see some Prussian ports up there and being captured and held by the Prussian players and whatnot. I'd like to see the Polish players getting things. I'd like to see the Dutch back, the Danes. I'd like to see all of that. Because we got to have all of that with the war server. Just the amount that was there was still so impressive. But it is very difficult for someone who doesn't know how to play. It is very difficult for newer players to get into this. That's the downside. And the way they've done the whole new player experience, if you want to call it that, it is a drag. It is. Vacation trip to that beach in St. Martin where the planes land right over you. Ooh. I like the sound of that. Let's be real. I like the sound of that. I love my aircraft. That's why. Do any of you guys out there love aircraft? Because I love aircraft. I love that stuff. Oh, man. I've always been into that stuff, by the way. Garrett, how are you doing tonight, my friend? What brings you in tonight? You know what I'm talking about? I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I do. Si, senor. I don't speak that, West. I don't speak that. Try again. Oh, see, like, I'm okay with sailing and chatting, but I want to be beating shit up. I want to be blowing things up, firing these guns at other ships. Like, that's what I want to be doing, but unfortunately can't make money doing that. I'll just lose money doing that. I don't speak French either. Motherfucker, what are you doing? Somebody needs to teach West some English. He doesn't know English. Clearly he knows Spanish and French. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, there's the German. There's the Deutsch. Ja. Ja, du sprichst Deutsch. Maho Beach, do the Google. I shall do the Google when I'm done streaming, my friend. Unfortunately, the stream takes priority, and that shouldn't even be unfortunately. I am so happy to be back streaming. I am so psyched to be back at this. It's been a long time since I've been able to do this because of the job I've had, and it's the jobs I've had recently in the past year or so. It's just been terrible the schedules were shit. The hours were shit, and I wasn't able to really do anything afterwards or even beforehand. It just, everything ate my time up. Now I'm actually able to return to the stream and return to content creation, which makes me so happy. Oh, man. It feels good to be back. It does. For those of you who don't know, I also stream to YouTube at the same time. The streams do get posted to YouTube right afterwards. I'm trying to keep everything organized in their own playlists as well, so this way you can always find my past streams there. I'm looking to start making some YouTube content to go along with some of these things, so I'm excited to start that up as well. Obviously, TikTok is going to be my fitness journey and losing weight, so I got to do something with that, which is why I've been needing to. I've always struggled with my weight, guys. Always. So, I mean, the good news is I'm not horrendously out of shape, but I definitely don't like the way I look, so I got to fix that. Which is why we're going to be doing it. Yeah. So, it is coming to July 4th. Any plans for the 4th of July for all of us Americans out there? Do we have any plans for setting off some fireworks? Are we going to be having barbecues? What are you guys all up to? If I tell you about the name of my country, then all the fake propaganda videos that is spread by people will ruin in your mind. I don't know about that. I'm not like that, my friend. We're closer to 2050 now than 2000. Bro, why do you gotta do that to me? West, why? Of all the things you could have said, that is what you choose? Bro, why? Fireworks banned, fire risk too high. I mean, they're technically illegal here in New York, but that don't stop anybody. Hell, I was going to be one of those people that was going to go to Pennsylvania and say, hey, I'm going to get some fireworks and bring them back home. But financially, it's not going to happen this year. Maybe next year I'll throw a big barbecue for 4th of July with a bunch of fireworks and explosives. Get the big M80s, the big mortars. Hell yeah. No, I mean go to jail band, not fine band. Jesus Christ, you guys are no fun up there. Are you guys really no fun Nancy's like that? So, all right, Fuzz, what's the Canadian Independence Day? Let me ask you that. What is the Canadian Independence Day? Wildfire season. I mean, it's also wildfire season here. I mean, we did have a really big one a couple months ago. 1st of July. So yours is the 1st of July, really? All right, so we do share kind of a similarity when it comes to the independence days of our respective nations. Just a couple days apart. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat, actually. I mean, your Thanksgiving is a month before ours. I'm still a little confused at that one. Why is it in October for you guys? Why isn't it in November? Just out of curiosity. And you guys call Christmas Boxing Day, right? I mean, Boxing Day? That was a joke. That was a corny joke. I mean, I'm always down for learning things like that. I'm always down for learning little things like that. No, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. Wait a minute. How does that make any sense? So you guys actually do call it Christmas. Probably our harvest is earlier. Climate. That could be it. That could be it. You might be right there. You know, that does make sense. That is logical. That is definitely logical, 100%. I definitely see how that would be. Okay. All right. Yeah, I learned something today. Cool. I always like learning new things. Oh. See, this is nice, being able to just sail and chat with you guys. This is nice. This is nice. I mean, last night when I was playing Killer with Dead by Daylight, I kind of went silent for a good bit because I'm trying to hear what my opponents were doing so I could track them down. So that was that's the only downside of running Dead by Daylight, at least as a killer. That's why I try to do more Survivor when streaming it. So, which you guys can see more Dead by Daylight tomorrow. I think I'm going to keep Dead by Daylight as a 2-day-a-week stream. Because I do enjoy Dead by Daylight, and Dead by Daylight is something you can go through a number of matches relatively quickly. That's the one thing that on Naval Action you really can't do. You can't do too many fights in a short amount of time. So right now I'm only keeping the streams to about an hour and a half to 2 hours at a clip right now. Friday nights, though, are going to be the longer streams. That's why I'm thinking of doing more Sea of Thieves or War Thunder on those, because we are going to have a lot more time to do things. And since the new War Thunder update dropped, I'm pushing to fucking hell to get Bismarck. So that's happening now. I actually just updated it tonight, so once I do end the stream, I am going to log into it just to see what I have to do to get them, what kind of tiers they're running. I'm not white. Around 5 million blank origin people live in your country, which is most if you compare to any other country. I mean, if you're going to be cryptic to me, my man, I mean, I don't want to be taking guesses. I do enough guesswork at work. Like, don't get me wrong. It's perfectly fine if you can tell me you're safe here. I do pride myself in being a safe space for people to hang out at and hang out with, okay? There's none of that weird, nasty shit here, all right? We have a good time. We have a great time. That is what matters, is that we are all having fun, all right? And I'm looking to start community nights, guys. I just need to build my community a little bit more. I've had a complete rebranding when it comes to the community and rebuilding, so that's what we're starting to really do. You can follow my Instagram, my Twitter. You can jump into my Discord. Goddamn. We're always down to have a good time. And even off stream, we're playing some crazy shit sometimes. I mean, I'm big in Eve. Obviously, I'm running lots of War Thunder, so we're going to do a bit of that. It would be nice to get a group together to run some other stuff. So I'm sure we'll be able to do something. Maybe like community nights. I don't even know how we run community nights yet. What we could even do. I would even think of like doing Among Us again. I'm from India. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, my friend. Hello from the United States. Hello to India. It's fantastic to have you here. Back to Turtle Cay. Yeah, that's not happening. Marsh Harbor, Bimini, Mangrove Cay. Okay, we can go right back to Nassau. Cool. We'll do a complete circle. There's a little bit, all right. That's a quick run. Booshington! What is going on, Rick? How are you? What are you up to tonight, my friend? It's good to see you. I figured you'd pop in eventually. I had no idea you were live. I'm sorry. Bro, don't worry about it. Listen, it's never a requirement to be here. All right? It's never a requirement. It is always appreciated if you are. The Boston Bruins announced a new brand identity, and all they did was change the B from black to gold. I mean, that's... Can I get a chicken McNugget, a large fry, a supersized Coke? Sir, this is a Wendy's. What do I do for a living? I'm actually a dispatcher for a transportation company. It's actually with FedEx. Go figure. It is a subcontractor of FedEx. That's what I do. So that is my my occupation. And actually, there is a bit of guesswork involved, especially when trying to determine times of arrival when it comes to routes. So that is something I've been dealing with the last couple of days. Before that, though, I was dispatching for a coach bus company here on Long Island. That was a rough time, I will admit. Just chilling, was going to do Galleon Hourglass, but I changed my mind. Bro, Galleon Hourglass is another fucking level, and that is one thing I miss in Sea of Thieves. All right? That is one thing I definitely miss. We're going to snooze that ad break that's coming, fellas. Remember, Twitch viewers, if you do not want to see any ads, you can always hit that sub button. Remember, for just 17 cents a day, you too can support a small streamer. Morningstar is the FedEx contractor up here. You deal with them at all? Actually, no. I deal with, it's a company called Cunex, C-U-N-E-X. I think we only handle majority of the freight around the New Jersey area. I think New Jersey, Connecticut, at least my office is New Jersey for the most part. So that is that's kind of where I'm at now. It's a much better place than where I was, though. I'll 100% admit that. It's a much better place than where I was. So, what do you do for work, my friend? I mean, Fuzz, I know what you do for work. Rick, I know what you do for work. The individual I'm watching on YouTube, A, I'm just going to call you A there. A, what do you do for a living, my friend? We've got a little bit more to go to get to Nassau, and then we're going to be setting up another one. Man, you know what we could probably hunt and kill are the trading ships. Like this trade brig here. That trader's brig probably has some loot in it. It's not going to be worth a whole hell of a lot, but it'll be worth a little bit. Allows us to get a little bit of money for hunting some traders, even at this level. And those brigs actually do take a bit of a beating before going down. Would you believe it? That's why I really don't want to do much combat with this ship, because the guns are just terrible. We've only got 4 per side, and they don't have the punch that they really need. Even at this tier, even at this rate, they do not have the power that they need, and I cannot do it. I can't do it. I mean, I did it before, but it was also a ship of the same caliber, quite literally the same exact ship I went up against. So, just trying to get to those bigger vessels right now, it's a bit of a drag, guys. This is a drag. We're probably going to cut the stream at about an hour and a half in. So, difference between a brig and a brigantine. So, the brigantine actually is the brig in this. It's kind of the same thing. The brigantine, though, is more so the Sea of Thieves variant, as far as we're looking at. I think they actually call it the brigantine in Sea of Thieves. But as for actual differences between, like, the real things, I don't have a clue fucking hell. I know the brig is where you put the people that are arrested and in trouble, and the brigantine is the name of the ship itself. Or the type of ship itself. A schooner. So the schooner, I'm pretty sure, is kind of what we are in right now. The Lynx is I think the Lynx classifies as a schooner. Pretty sure that is that's what we're looking at here. Nah, I mean, at least I know that one. Listen, I'm always down to learn the ship stuff, okay? I'm all about the naval stuff. I love my naval history, especially when it comes to the age of sail. You know, I will never forget seeing that article about the museum. I want to say it was in Spain. I don't remember where exactly the museum was, but they took out, or they put out and unfurled the Spanish flag that was flown, or one of the Spanish flags flown at the Battle of Trafalgar, just to get a gauge and be able to demonstrate to people just how large some of these flags were. All right, most civilian ships in Canada in the age of sail were schooners. This is fair. They needed to be a low draft, correct? They needed to have low draft because of the shallow rivers, so they needed to be able to get kind of through and everything to the waterways. But I will never forget that article, because they even detailed it there in the article that they don't take it out very often because of the state that it's in, even though they've done everything they can to try to preserve it. But there's just so much they can do, and given the age, it's you can see it's falling apart in some places, but to see the actual size of this thing was just holy fuck. And I thought some of the flags that I'd seen were huge, but when you really see just how large some of those flags were, it really puts things into perspective about these ships and what they stood for, what they were capable of doing. Like some of these, you look at the HMS Victory, for example, that was a floating gun battery. That was a floating fortress, which was impressive. Like even the Santa Trinidad, which they don't even have any kind of documentation on. They have some basic things that they were able to find that were not even the final design. And that was just something else. Like, the Sanosima was actually... it had more firepower than the Victory did. But, again, Floating Fortress, they really didn't move that quick. That's the one thing about them. They did not move very fast. So, I've always found it fascinating. I've always found it fascinating. I really don't feel like going back to Turtle Cay. Where's Marsh Harbor? Really don't feel like going to oh, it's all the way up there, too. Oh, boy. All right. Nothing more impressive than moving at 10 knots with no noise by the waves. I mean, that really is. Harnessing the power of wind was really something else. All right, since there really are no other ones that I'm willing to do right now with this, we've made a little bit. We haven't made a whole lot. I'll take a little bit over this or anything else. We're going to dismiss this next ad break because there's no sense in running an ad break when I'm going to be calling it a night here. Guys, we are going to be calling it an evening here. I know I said about an hour and a half. We're going to end a little bit sooner than that because I really don't see any other trading voyages we can do right now that are not going to take... They're going to take about 15 minutes. Most of these are going to take a lot longer than that, so I did want to cut it about an hour and a half in. So we are about an hour and a half in. So right now we are going to call it. Guys, tomorrow night we are running more Dead by Daylight. So Dead by Daylight is a lot of fun. That is something that we are going to be having a community night with because we can rotate people out as if it gets big enough or if everything gets that way. But that is something you can have customs with. Of 5 players, one person is killing everybody, and then you can just rotate out with everybody getting a chance to kill and survive. Ooh, excuse me, and just have a bunch of fun with everybody, all right? That's my goal here. I want to have a lot of fun with everybody. I want everybody to have a good time and know that they can come chill and chat with all of us and just be themselves, you know? So I've got a lot of really interesting channels in my Discord. I've got a whole set for just food and drink. I've got a comedy channel there with all the jokes and all the weird humor. I've got an adult channel in there if you want to post some frisky shit. I don't mind. You want to be that way, be that way. We got our specific game channels in there. You can promote some of your content if you have it. Under certain conditions. I'm going to stress that. But guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. It has been a blast. Remember, follow all my socials, Twitter, Instagram, find me on Discord. You can get it from my all-in-one link at Linkspace. You can find my YouTube channel there as well. Get some merch, check out my fragrances, and we will see you in the next stream tomorrow night with some Dead by Daylight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Be safe. Don't do anything crazy or stupid that I wouldn't do. Bye-bye.